So rounding out on both sides, there could be more tower push, I think, from both sides actually right now. There's a lot of shove, especially on the side of Nigma. Most of it on the side of Liquid is going to come from this puck. So Liquid right now could benefit from something that can just push on the lanes hard. Maybe something in the idea of like a Beastmaster type pick or an Abaddon type pick. You don't necessarily want to pick that against a Lifestealer, but an Abaddon wouldn't be bad because of the Backrider factor. Then again, you could still be running the Shaker as a free. I just don't know if you want that matchup against the Lifestealer. You should farm okay. I just don't know if you can greed out. And Ags in this game is really good because it gives you that ability to chase for the Snapfire in the back line as a Shaker. It's just a matter of would it take you too long to get online. Should just be a ban out of like cheese picks. I don't know if Nigma's worried about something cheesy still. Like in theory, Liquid could go for something in the Brood Mother category. I wouldn't recommend it necessarily because there's just a lot of AoE early on though, so they could count down the lane. I don't think we're going to see a Meepo from Liquid either.
5 seconds remaining.
Although, you know, they definitely still need this front line. This is the thing for me, is like Liquid right now just needs something that can run in and just take the brunt of the hit that's going to come out from Nigma. Because they do have a lot of damage output.
Team pick.
I like how Nigma's the one to ban TA. The beautiful irony. And the Tiny comes out. Okay, so this gives them a little bit more catch initiation. This should be 4 Tiny. And then I want to say 5 Snapfire with Batrider mid right now by the looks of it. Which is actually a really good pick. And a way to roll it. Because it can deal with the Monkey King. Like, can keep range and just slowly will him down if he goes mid. And if Puck goes mid, Puck absolutely hates any damage over time based hero. And there's your front line. All right, so Liquid, they actually get the front line out. They also deal with the issue we're talking about with building damage. In fact, both sides do. So it's actually going to be we on the Tiny in the end. I was wondering if they're going to try and be cute with this, but I guess not. So yeah, it's going to be Kura on the Snapfire. This is the... Well, it's going to be slightly cute. Nigma's going to be running either Starladder or the Batrider in the 4. And it is going to be Bat 4. I'm kind of glad they've done this. I'd prefer to see the Starladder on the 3 just able to get a little bit of gold, guaranteed, and be more useful. I hope that GH stays on the lane. I feel like his job this game is primarily to just make sure Mind Control's lane can exist and Mike doesn't force him out by like level 4. And then, yeah, you'll have Quake for versus with Lone Druid versus Tiny. Tiny shouldn't be too bothered by the bear, especially since it got some damage reductions, but this should more or less end up being a farming lane, unless you get a solid rotation out from the Nigma supports, which can be a bit tough due to the bear scouting, but there is toss back potential if you come around and say GH hits back with the flame break and Tiny gets in range for the toss, they can maybe make some sort of cute play. But I don't think that's likely to happen. I think what is more likely to happen in this type of game is that we rotates the outer lanes where he can easily exploit kills onto the Monkey King. Puck, not so much. Boxy should be more or less safe, and I hope that Tiger doesn't rotate too soon, because I think Boxy might need to be guarded somewhat level 1-2 through to 3. This has been a big thing with Puck in the offlane, is the hero is still a dominant pick, but if you actually leave it alone from the get-go, it just gets forced out almost instantly and fails to have a game. All right, with that, we're underway. Game number 1, guys. Best of 3 here. Whoever wins this will be going up against Alliance in that best of 5 grand final.
Prepare for battle.
And it looks like Nigma are going to move free bot to start with to see how things go. And no, wait. Are they switching? They're switching this up. Okay, they're actually switching this up. Wee's going to be going on the out lanes with the Tiny. And you'll be able to actually deal with the Puck situation a little bit better, in fairness. And also, when you're talking about like the mid matchup, Tiny would get pretty roughed up by the Monkey King. I think either way, it can be pretty rough. But also, Qualifier is going to be on the out lane. So both teams are actually shifting the lane situation around a little bit. And I don't think necessarily either one of these has been anticipated either. This is actually probably the better scenario for Liquid with this Batrider situation, as if he can't play against the Monkey King. As I think that's one of the better lanes for the Batrider in this game, is to just be able to actually shut out the Monkey King early on. This hero doesn't have much in the way of armor, so you can actually just right-click him out of the lane pretty quickly. They will issue the bear, but there's nothing suspicious about this. It's just a bear trying to grab a rune, so it will now be revealed quick for us here, but I don't think they'll think too much of it just yet. And I don't think they're going to musical lane too much. Yeah, it's just this one. Or is it? Alright, the line has been drawn, actually. They're doing a full switch up here. Someone put on the party music because this has turned into musical chairs all of a sudden. So Miracle should be going to bot. Is going to come back to mid, and it looks like Mind Control is going to go to top. I do think out of the three melee heroes, this makes a bit more sense. Any melee hero in this game is going to suffer a little bit against the Monkey King. It's just the Tiny can deal with it a bit better because, well, one, you've got a lot of health, and two, you actually move quicker than your other two components. And obviously, you can actually pressure with this time as tri-lane scenario. Once you get level 2, you can just get a point into the open wounds and maybe look for a kill. Especially if Insani is playing too far forward. Boxy already has 2 as well. So they're going to leave Mind Control alone. I don't know how long you want to commit to this bot tri-lane. I feel like letting your Starladder suffer like this is a bad thing. And in fact, your Starladder might just die at this rate if he's not careful. They won't die for it. There was maybe a situation where you could actually have done that without letting him get away alive. But it's better just keep him on low HP. Then you make sure he doesn't feel comfortable ever CSing. And you can already see that actually if they right-click him a few times, he'll die here because they have both nukes. And on the bot lane, they're trying to pressure this lone druid. Sure, you'll slow down his farm a little bit, but I'm more concerned about what's going to happen with the other 2 lanes because the Monkey King is get to a stage where he's more or less free farming. The only way this turns around is if we find like a cheeky toss-back play. And then top will just turn into a free farm for the puck. I mentioned that both of these heroes kind of need the opener to be solid for them, right? With the Starladder or the puck, both of them need a good start to the lane. But once you get going off that first 2 free creep waves, puck is the one that can solo in that one-on-one engagement. And it looks like they've given up on the pressure. They're actually going to bring Kuro around. He will be spotted coming around the back, though. He should be slapping down that sentry as soon as Boxy moves back, though. Alright, his Spidey senses aren't tingling, then. Okay, this lead's getting a little bit worrying. Obviously, we can't go for the tree grab build. You need all the points in the avalanche toss because the only way you're ever killing the Monkey King is burst with a rotation. So if you just try and actually go for the tree, you're moving too slow and the Monkey King can always just chase you down. It's the only reason Mike hasn't picked up on Oof. If he saw that the tree was grabbed by the Tiny, he would have an Orb of Venom on him already. You actually see how easy it is for a puck at this point. Double Fairy Fire, still has loads of regen, can just burn her through Koros even though he's this strength hero, and doesn't have to give a damn. Well, good news for the side of Nigma is the lifestealers farm really well. I really am a bit concerned about Wee's slow start on the farm though. Mind Control is finding some CS now that they've rotated up the snap fire, which is important. I think it's a little bit easier for Liquid to leverage a small CS advantage just because of the heroes they have. Like, Puck doesn't need as much to function as a Starladder, for example. And the Monkey King can do a lot with little. You actually just do a race towards boots to make your first rotation. Usually you'll find kills. Qualifier in the bot lane, though. In a little bit of trouble. Able to get away. And Miracle now baits himself. However, GH is diving, looking for the kill in the Qualifier, but he can't find it in the root. Oh, the bear. That filthy bear. Quakebot will go down, though. GH gets first blood and gives his life.
Thanks and have fun.
That was a little bit dicey. Mike with a very early rotation, by the way, and he gets the kill. Miracle is going to go down still. So 2-for-1 exchange, but first blood did, of course, go the way of the Batrider and Nigma. Foxy's actually willing to take a lot of harassment here. Understandable to an extent. ping Puck, obviously you get decent value out of those tangos, and you're going to force the salve out of mind control and response. That rotation was a little bit of space for we to get some gold, though. That's what I will say. You still, yes, you get the skill into Miracle, but you're going to rotate, and they're just going to do the same as you can already see in the mid. GH, however, if he goes down, this is looking nice. With the Frost Blast to slow him down, they decide against it as we rotate. Avalanche. He's still too slow. Alright, he'll toss them on top of each other with harassment, but he wishes he had boots right now. Especially now that he's playing on the outer lanes. That's where you can actually do some stuff with that. I do like the fluidity Liquid are trying with these lanes, though. And as I... What? Okay. Wee's gonna live. You look away for a moment. That probably shouldn't have been a kill. The only thing I can think of is they let too many sticky napalms build up, and then they got double flame break back into the arms of Wee. That shouldn't be happening necessarily, but it's one of those things you can get caught out by. A good back rider can screw your lane like that. All of a sudden, Wee has a game. His lane was a little bit rough. His start was a little bit mediocre on the CS side of things, but with that double kill, he's feeling pretty good right now. And also Bat, yeah, he actually now has the Tranks, so he can run around the map, be pretty aggressive. Maybe he tries to rotate mid. I'm not sure either of these mid is actually killable at this stage, though. Like, Lone Druid himself is actually tanky, has the Roar. Now, Miracle, on that Lifestealer up to over 1,000 HP, has a Buckler as well. But, however, there can be a fight. Avalanche toss onto free, a lot of damage done, but now they're going to turn around and away. Needs to move away quickly. Yeah, just trying to tap him down, but they don't have the balance strike anymore, so he'll get off. Power tiny, ladies and gentlemen. Just basically be a ridiculously tanky behemoth of health. And we go for the phase as well, so this lane should do less damage to him. When you actually think about their damage output, it's on the side of Liquid, it's definitely going to be mostly physical. Because you can have the Monkey King, you can have the Lone Druid, who's likely building the Deso build this type of game. And then also, you're talking about Puck, who, while you have magical damage, your right click's going to be pretty fearsome early on. So even if there's a rotation there, he's more threatened by the right click side of things. Talking about Puck, Mind Control has actually just been given all the space he needs. I think they left the Puck alone too long, and now we're seeing the results. Like, you're falling behind on XP, you're still getting decent CS, but now Mind Control's up at 33 and 7. Surpassing the Puck. And Shaker. Oh boy, boy. Oh no, no. Sadie will go down. Tiger's courier will get sniped out. The creeps will probably kill Tiger. Mike is hiding in the tree line. It's backfiring quick. Nikkei just has to get the hell out of here quick. We'll be able to do so just in time. The Avalanche wouldn't go deep enough. But all of a sudden, Nigma are the ones who have Liquid by the balls a little here. They're still farming reasonably well, but these kind of kills that you're hemorrhaging, this is a very volatile lineup. And with the Starladder having a good start, it'll all come together pretty quickly. And Boxy, he's just gone and away just in time. Whew. A little bit too close for comfort. Looks like Liquid are going to try and actually pivot around the Puck, though. The most logical play they have, because you do have the Dream Call available, just stick Mike back in the situation where it's probably going to be the one-on-one, and you can already see that Quake falls back to the jungle. But Nigma were quick to anticipate this. They've got a deep ward already, so they can see everything that's happening around that area. They know when people are patrolling through and when people are coming through. Miracle in the mid lane. Why not that swinging arm? Tiger will block him off, but he'll just try and stand and fight. But there's so many heroes here from Liquid. If this doesn't work, it's going to be a lot of time wasted. The cookie in, Wee looks for a kill, just toss on the spot, and they get the Monkey King instead. Responding number for number. Every time Liquid shows up with these aggressive moves, Nigma is just looking to match them piece for piece. And I also just noticed our zoom is being... Why? Alright, I'm going to have to redo my config file because it doesn't work. Boxy's going to have to rethink his life as he's just gone. There we go. That should deal with the fast zooming for you guys. I think I'm going to have to reinstall Doto, folks.
Radiant's top tower is under attack.
Second day in a row where it's done this, even though there's a foul. GH won't even be punished for this. Right now, Nigma just do whatever the hell they want. I don't see any move Liquid want to make necessarily in the next 2 minutes. They need an item to pivot off. I mean, look at your Monkey King. He doesn't even have treads after a dominant start, right? He goes for the 3 Wraith Bands. He looked really good off the lane. And then unable to really do anything with that. Instead, he just starts dying. Boxy is nowhere near that Veil. They'll have to fight bot, though. They see the numbers advantage, and they cut off Wii. He hasn't got much in the way of mana. Quaker's Bear will not be pushed far enough away. And the call, the root, everything to hold Wii in place. Liquid, they finally find a situation where the side of Nigma can't match their numbers. It's important that you actually get this done as well, because it's already 3,000 gold. You don't know the exact number of your Team Liquid, of course, but you have an inclination this is starting to get a little out of control. And when you think about the volatility in Nigma's lineup, you can already see it coming into effect, right? Corrosive Haze, Tiger. He will just go down. And this is going to get rougher because you already see what Miracle is queued up. He's going Armlet into the Deso. This is about that double minus armor, the rapid ramp up that we were talking about earlier in the draft. Hand control all of a sudden is just feeling really confident. Doesn't even need a double bracer. 1 bracer plus the raindrop. With the phase boots, he's more or less unkillable. Monkey King, however, that was not even a lasso. That was just a casual rundown. This is getting mighty problematic. We've seen why Monkey King can be such a dominant force, but we've also seen over the years why it can be a fragile hero, right? Where if you fall behind a little bit, it feels like your game is over. You need someone to kind of, you know, feed you a kill or two, get you back in the game. Kisses out, Quaker, just gone. The fissure was too late to save the day. Kuro might go down, but mission accomplished in his eyes. He's done what he needed to. And while that's happening, there is a movement round. Nigma are wrapping behind the side of Liquid, and they brought all their forces, and they see it. They're moving the trees. They might be able to get out. Although if they commit like that, toss in. Boxy will dodge out. Has to throw down the Dream Core, get stunned instantly. Avalanche, and nice fissure to block him out. They can't find the kill. Fairy Dragon gets away. Tiger's going to get dragged. Since the gates count that out, so GH can't move away quick enough. And all of a sudden, Quick for rushing the bear over. With the fear coming out, will allow him to get the kill into the Bat Rider. And Tiny, still here. Avalanche toss across, not able to kill anyone. Just make sure that he's not going to be the next hit on the list. And does create the space that Miracle takes the mid tower. All in all, still favorable for the side of Nigma because they did get their hands on that tier 1 in the mid. And the gold exchange, while in the battle, favors Liquid a little bit. You're going to see a situation where you're not the 5,000 net worth lead. And these item timings are going to be pretty crucial. You're going to need something very soon on the side of Liquid to pivot off to just give you this high leverage in a fight. Monkey King at least does have the treads now, but he's nowhere near this Echo Saber. He needs someone else to funnel the food down his throat. Maybe Boxy. If he can complete this Veil, that might be the bridge gap they need. You can just see that Wii is constantly on the hunt. He doesn't really care as much about the farm side of things. He's just trying to connect with kills. He understands his role in this game isn't to be high on the net worth. It's to be high on the kill charts. Echo Slam bot. Big target found. The one that is farming is Miracle. And instead, he's going to start farming heroes. That was an Echo Slam with no follow-up. Boxy will get out. Or will he? He hung around to try and save Insania's life. For his captain, he says. But for his captain, he'll die. And there's no escape from that. Puck will go down. Double kill for Kura. And it looks like it's going to be 3 dead as Insania is being chased onto by Wii with the DD. With the Corrosive Haze there as well. One Punch Man has arrived. And Liquid just are seemingly crumbling a little. I say a little. It's definitely feeling discombobulated. That Echo Slam is meant to be your hoorah, right? Your big moment that inspires you to take a good fight. But it comes too soon. They're not able to get in quick enough. And all of a sudden, things are turning around on the Quaker as well. He thought it was an easy kill onto an old lady just waiting at the bus stop. And instead, she just gets in the driver's seat and runs him over. We in the mid lane. Dream Call. This would be an amazing kill if they can get it. But he's so goddamn tanky. He's wasting a lot of their time. Will still go down as the reinforcements can't get there in time. And Liquid finally able to just start basically trading these kills. And when you're this far behind, any trade is going to be favorable for you. Yeah, you lose your lone druid. Sure, he didn't get the life stealer, but who cares? The Tiny is worth just as much at this point. The Tiger now halfway towards that blink. This is the thing they're looking for. Once they actually get that online, they can start to make some big plays. The Echo Slams won't feel rushed. You can actually just wait patiently for them. Also give them a secondary form of initiation on the back line, which is crucial at this stage of the game. You saw the damage that the Mortimer Kisses are doing. And at this rate, like, Kura is going to get decent timing on the level 2 ultimate. And the damage is just going to melt through the side of Liquid. They don't have the tankiest to heroes. You mentioned this in the drafting phase, right? They don't have that many frontliners. The Lone Druid was meant to bridge that whole issue. But that still means that the Puck is susceptible, the Lich is susceptible, Monkey King most definitely, even the Shaker. And then when you look at items on the other side, when Lifesteal now has that armlet, he's almost got the Desert complete. This is when they can just go straight into Roche. They'll want to pick off before they do it, but once he has that Desolator complete, they'll probably try and pick off the Shaker or force an Echo Slam usage, and then once that happens, Nigma can just go into the pit. And yeah, Mind Control is still committed to the pipe. Almost has it complete now. It's interesting to see Starladder as the way they're getting played like this right now. It's this bully type laner who basically fulfills the similar role we've seen from last patches offlaners. It's just, instead of relying on this dispel to be valid, you just amplify damage instead, right? You're this offlaner who doesn't need to build a Solar Crest because he's already got that kind of effect in a spell that actually increases damage output. And yeah, Boxy just goes straight for the blink. There's no point in the Veil anymore. The Veil actually had a point where it would have had an impact, and it was like 4 minutes ago. Question is, what does we want to do next? He didn't go for the blink build, he went for the drums, so he's just looking to run in. They're just looking to kind of overwhelm Liquid as they do that in the bot lane, find a puck. And that was the blink reveal from GH. Nets him a nice kill. Slows down the puck a little bit. A crucial moment when he was just about to get the goal for the blink dagger. And straight into the pit they go. That's a good enough pickoff, they say. The Deso now complete. Corrosive Haze at level 2. Roche is paper. Nigma are the shredders. There you go. Aegis in the hands of Miracle. And they've already taken all the tier 1s out, so tier 2's next on the chopping block. Nigma should be able to get them all down before the Aegis even gets close to expiring, really. Liquid could try and find them splintered a little. There is 1 or 2 heroes off separate, but it's only GH, and he has the blink dagger, so he can get through. Dreamcore's going to come out of the back line. They think they found the opportunity. They'll go in with the Wukong. Balance Strike connects on the 3. The Raw through as well. Beautiful combo. With the Chain Frost bouncing around, they'll get the Killer Snapfire already. We trying to move away. Slow down too much, and that Chain Frost still bouncing. Means they can just pursue through. Mind Control will sliver away. They keep Vision for the time being. They are going to keep chasing. Vision still not available for a long time, though, so they'll let him get away. Nigma do cauterize the wound. They minimize the casualties. They keep it down to 2, but suddenly Liquid are finally able to find some more gold. Much needed as well. When you got these Link Daggers coming out, right, the Shaker's picked up his, the Puck has picked up his as well, you're feeling like you should be achieving max impact. And while getting the kill on Tiny is never something you'll complain about, what you're really hoping for is that Starladder kill, that 3rd kill on top. As there's a huge reveal of double blink, you feel like you should actually be able to do more with it. The Nigma really are that far ahead. The Miracle just confidently runs in wherever he chooses. They can't push on the tower just yet. As Qualifier is pushed in top, so that's not an option. They'd have to commit to mid, which means Liquid can try and set up if they want to defend this. They still have the big ultimates. Wukong's no. Echo Slam is there, as is the Dreamcore. And GH... excuse me, wants himself a kill, won't be able to find it, but he zones them away. Miracle gets the tower in the meantime. And Qualifier, he's probably just going to stay out as long as possible. He needs to get his Deso complete before he's even willing to fight. And once he even has that Deso, his main priority is kind of just keep pushing. As for mind control, yep, straight into Blink. After you get Blink, in this type of game, a BKB wouldn't be a terrible idea for the Starladder, just so you can chase into the back lines. It allows you to actually go with your lifestealer, as opposed to him just being stuck fighting alone when everyone else is running away. SO is now complete, though, on Qualifier.
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack.
Oh, Dream Cool jump. Snap the call straight away as they are on the river. They need to be quick with this. The fissure is going to block him off, so mind control a little bit of trouble. Sprint's going to come off cooldown, but they throw down the Wukongs to ensure that he has nowhere to run and hide. But the kiss is in the choke point. Will it do enough is the real question. It's still only level 1. Getting him pretty low, but Mike able to move away, and the slow's coming up. The last is going to be there to drag in the Monkey King. It kept him in place long enough that they actually get the kill, and Starladder, however, gets out alive. And the hunt is on. They're moving forward, looking for more flame break to try and push back, but they're a little bit too speedy. GH isn't done, though. He's staying on top of him here, and the Sani is getting low, but the Master Madness gets activated. Tiger does blink away just in time. The bear is being eaten right now. Some people like cow. You know, some people prefer venison, and some people are just berries. You can already see that mind control, after getting away barely in one piece, does move across immediately to the mid lane, understands that actually, with them starting to leverage the advantage again, they need to keep everything pushed in. So that next time when they catch Liquid out like that, or counter Liquid's attempt, they can immediately punish it by taking an objective. Which is something they couldn't do in that situation when it's so far out of the base. That was just level 1 kisses, folks. Kurok, he almost had the level 2 kisses. Once that's online, the amount of damage there, if that happens again, Liquid lose 2. Probably more, actually. To be honest, Monkey King would have been dead if that was the level 2 kisses at this point. Just a quick little pause. I think this is actually one of the things that makes Snap 5 feel so lethal as well. I feel as if with each change to the map, we're getting a high priority around these kind of choke points, right? You've got these stairs around Roche that we saw time and time again before they removed these shrines here. Even around the Roche area, it feels pretty tight, pretty snug. All these areas you funnel into on the map, like this has always been a thing with the base. And then you've got this hero, right? Which absolutely loves the choke point. And Liquid are playing a lineup that really wants their opponent stacked, right? You've got the Dream Call, you've got the Echo Slam, you've got the Chain Frost. You want to try and force them into a brawl scenario and funnel them in. But that means that you're usually chasing in pretty rapidly yourself, and you can get caught out as a result. Tiny, however, will be caught out rapidly by the side of Liquid. Trying to move away, he is tanky, but there will be a Dream Call to ensure he can't escape, and the reinforcements coming in will back off, as they were happy to just take the tower top, of course. There's a TP in, though. They got an Infest Bomb ready. They actually want to fight this, despite the fact they don't have the Tiny for 30 seconds. Jump in, jump out, Qualifier, get shaken about, and he's just back into the base, immediately dead for 45 seconds. Mike looking to make his escape. Doesn't actually jump into the tree in time, has to throw out the Boundless Strike. Will still get out. A little bit dicey for him, though. Liquid will just return to tending to the lanes. They got punished immediately after they shoot their aggression. And Aegis has been reclaimed now. So Miracle is a slightly more vulnerable target. I say slightly because at this stage in the game, he shouldn't really be going down. Heaven's Halberd, 2.2k HP with the armlet off. And plenty of ways to save him, whether it's a toss out, whether it's the stuns being thrown on top of him to just zone away his opponents. And then when you're talking about stuns, like where is the magic community? When's it going to come? Because you can actually see the next priority for Mike is, okay, he sees the issue around being squishy. That's not what he's tending to. He thinks the issue is more damage right now, so he's going for the Diffu. And then Qualifier trying to get a little bit more lockdown, go for this Basher build. So then you are very much relying on how good your Dream Calls can be, and how on point Tiger's going to be with these fissures to cut up the fights with the Echo Slams to control your opponents. As Nigma are likely in a scenario where if they just wanted, they could go double Magic Immunity and then just run at you. It looks like Mind Control isn't sure what he wants just yet. He wants a death maybe, or is it the other way around? Jump in. Tiger got him 3 hits. Mike threw down the Wukongs, and Mind Control down to half HP, but all of a sudden Mike He's feeling the pain. He can't fight this lifesteal. He's just too goddamn strong. He'll get the lifesteal, but it won't make any difference. You can't reign supreme of the lifestealer himself, as 4 are dead now on the side of Liquid. We're going to make it 5 as they run into the base. Boxy will move away just in time. They didn't quite cue that correctly, so they weren't able to infest bomb on top of him, but this is going to be Bill's dying, and they're going to die quick. And we finally escalated towards high ground. This is what we were saying in the previous fight. Is the reason that Nigma couldn't do this is because Liquid would actually bring the aggression out into the map. But the moment the Liquid are back on the defensive, if you give them this opportunity, they're just going to work with it. And Mind Control, what looked like a whoopsie attempt at a crush, ends up baiting the side of Liquid into jumping on top of him. A 2.5k HP hero with a pipe complete. That's never likely to go well for the side of Liquid. And this is the thing, they're just trying to scale up raw damage to outdo their opponents. They don't have a Spirit Vessel builder. They don't have that advantage in this type of game. And they can't really decide whether they'd want to. I mean, if you could, who would you build it on is the first factor. But even if you did, it doesn't address the lifestealer issue. You just need more lockdown, more damage to kill him off. And he's the core aspect of Nigma's damage right now, as we saw in that last fight. I'm trying to think actually what item really gives Liquid a chance to hop back in here. I don't think the Diffu is it. I understand Mike's need for it in this type of game. I don't think it's going to be enough though. I don't blame him for not going BKB. I don't think you survive with a BKB except for running away quicker. In fact, there's just a lasso, right? So if you put a BKB on this Monkey King, you're just going to get dragged away straight away and killed. Every time. You could argue bulking up, but right now, like, the raw HP element isn't going to help you as much. At least with the Diffu, you're getting a decent amount of agi, so that's just scale your armor up a little bit more. Which is your big concern. You need to be above 20 armor by default. And even then, yeah, they've got a lot of minus armor. They can minus 20 to you. But it's not the hero that's going to build, for example, an AC. You don't scale on the health front enough to feel good about it. Not to mention the fact you have a lone druid, which is more likely to build it any day of the week. And Liquid, time to tend to the siege. As Miracle moves on in, and with a 16,000 net worth value. Echo Slam, jump in. Lassio's going to come up. Interrupts the interference, and straight away they just turn on them. They're going to lose 2. Buyback comes out the Monkey King, but the Shaker is down and dead, and the Kiss is zoning the rest of Liquid away. It just looks so simple for the side of Nigma. They just run in, they just tank everything. They look at the side of Liquid, and they go, "You're toast." And he's going deep. Hunt time on the spot. Insania, 2 more hits to do it. The Wukong goes down. The Root's going to come out, but look at this. Miracle just runs in deeper, forcing him away. Insania's already dead, and Mike not feeling safe in his own home. Miracle will have to move away, though, because he's starting to feel the pain a little bit. Will infest into GH and just retreat. But that doesn't mean he's done here. They still have an advantage. They've used most of their spells on the side of Liquid. Now they need to actually be careful. Tiger goes in, stun control. We able to move away in time. And Quake's Bear trying to fight up here, but Slithering Crush is going to come out. The Bounce Strike crew connects on multiple heroes, but Miracle's unleashed again with a rage. Tiger's going to go down. Dead once more for 30 seconds. Mike is also going to fall, and GG's going to be called as Nigma. They've reversed this around. They're going to be the ones taking game 1 this time around. And if this series looks anything like this first game, it might end up being a 2-0 in their favor this time. And my, oh my, how the tables have turned. How when you come down into Nigma's territory of traditionally these lower bracket runs, all of a sudden they come out swinging, and Liquid, they're going to have to seriously reconsider how they approach this laning phase. I think when you look back at this game, it's the shuffling of lanes that really screwed the pooch a little. If you leave in that situation against Mike on the mid, it's not too bad. But because you circulate the lanes and you become maybe a little bit prioritized on getting Quake for a better laning situation, I think that's when you saw the supports of Liquid start to kind of converge towards his location and make his game better. The problem with doing that is, like, Lone Druid is obviously this volatile hero that can actually, with a good start, ball through the mid game, destroy the towers, and give you an advantage. But your puck being left alone, Boxy, while having a dominant start and shutting out the Starladder very convincingly, was then left in a 2-on-1. And this hero will still suffer. Sure, it will get a farm occasionally, and that's not the issue. The issue is that you had a lead over the Starladder and then you let up off him. All of a sudden, you get him back in the game. And Nigma can pivot an advantage off a good laning phase coming out from the side of Nigma in the Miracle lane and in mind controls as well. And then you just see Wee with these rotations, able to then suddenly connect with the supports. He gets the advantage he needs. I think if you could maybe keep Tiny on his own little island in a one-on-one lane where Nigma can't necessarily get the easiest of rotations towards that mid lane, and then instead you try and pivot an advantage around the boxy lane, maybe Liquid have a better shot here. But credit where credit is due. Nigma, Miracle farmed like a madman. Mind control was actually nigh on unassailable. And the way they forced Liquid into these choke points worked to their advantage each and every time. They always had the lasso as a drag back and split the fight option. But Kuro with these kisses was time and time again and a huge frustration for the side of Liquid. That's only game one. We're going to need at least one other game. And if Liquid don't get it together quick, it might only be one other game for them. We're going to have a short break and then we'll return for game number 2 between Team Liquid and Nigma. Alright, welcome back, folks. Team Liquid versus Nigma, game number 2. Nigma, 1 game up, and it did not look like they broke a sweat. Team Liquid, they honestly, they didn't seem to come together at all. Straight out of the gate, it started to fall apart after what had been a good start in one lane, and the others were kind of, simple. Like most games of Dota. You sit there, you're having a wonderful time, nothing is going wrong, and then all of a sudden, everything in the house is on fire. You hear screams from the bedrooms upstairs, your cat is running around looking for a new owner. And that's how this game really actually felt. It was, last game rather, it was a case of Nigma was able to leverage a slight lead, and they rippled it across the map, and Liquid back to the drawing board, and back to something a little bit more tried, trusted, and true. They open up with the Oracle they love so much, and this does leave them able to get the Troll Warlord at the end of this first phase if they want to. And unlikely they're going to be stopped as well. So Nigma will probably just try and prep themselves for a situation where they can deal with that Troll. And they'll open up with Chen themselves. Chen, which I believe they tried this yesterday. I think we might have had the exact same opener yesterday so far anyway. And I believe that was both those games went the way of Liquid. I don't remember if they had the Shaker. But this... Yep, there it is, Strom. It's just a typical opener for this out of Liquid. If any team is going to first phase, the Oracle is going to be this team. Insane absolutely loves this here. And getting these two together as a volatile combo. Nigma, however, they've gone for the Chen and then one of the better counters, right? Where you can actually just... If you're going for this kind of death ball idea, which Nigma might start to pivot into, then Shaker is one of the heroes you can typically go to shut that down. So Liquid, yes, they do reveal a little bit more about their draft so far, but Nigma, because they've gone for the Shaker and Chen, they already don't have a Spirit Vessel builder. Not that you necessarily want one when you're thinking about the Oracle that you're against, but this does mean that Liquid could pivot into multiple heroes that actually benefit from the fact that you don't have that counter anymore, right? So you could, if you're Liquid, you could be eyeing up things in this game that, like the Monkey King, the Timbersaw as well. Depends on what Nigma is going to open up with in the second phase, but I could see a situation at this rate where you see a Timbersaw coming out.
Liquid's turn to ban.
A respectful Willow ban coming out as well. Starladder having already been removed from the pool by Nigma, they're like, you know what, we had our fun with this, boys. Let's just get the hell away from that. Let's not run the risk of that kind of issue coming up. Also might suggest they're going for more strength heroes on the side of Nigma. Just because Starladder is such an easy counter to the strength heroes who don't tend to build into armor. So you can always get them to the negative armor. At best case, maybe they're building an AC layer. You'll still get them to under 10 armor. Of course, like 10 armor is the point at which beyond you start to get the most value. And it looks like Nigma are going to swing out the lanes. They've actually got a lot of early push already. With the Pugna now and the Chen as well, they can apply a lot of pressure on the towers. I don't feel like we're necessarily going to see someone on the lines of Beastmaster, as you can get a little bit bullied by the Troll. But they might try and get an offlaner which further enables their ability to shove in.
5 seconds remaining.
As for Liquid, probably best to get a hero that can actually rotate rapidly out of the mid lane, or something that is actually just going to counter Pugna immediately in the lane so that you can actually just dominate instead of worrying about rotating to the outer lanes. Because the other thing that makes Pugna such a frustrating hero, just like the DK, the DP, but definitely Pugna to a higher extent because he doesn't have to commit, is the moment you leave your lane, he's going to push for your tower. So Liquid right now, they need some stuns actually. They don't have any good stuns. They got roots, great, but if you're looking at 4s right now, you're probably thinking, because that's where you're either going. You're even going 4, or you could potentially lock in another core. I think it's safer to just take the 4 at this point. Something like a Tiny could be decent actually. Gives you plenty of ways to interrupt the Pugna. Can counter or rotate against the Shaker's movements across the map. I don't think we see something like a Tusk. I feel like Tusk is just a little bit too dead in the water right now. Also doesn't alleviate the Chen issue at all, so you don't get any high advantage there. ET could be good against the Chen army as well. Look for Lena, though. Okay, so that gives you an AoE stun. That can help out against the little Chen army. It also gives you a stun that we talked about that they were lacking. Not necessarily the most reliable, as the cast point isn't the quickest, but is a little bit hard to sidestep, especially early on for some of these heroes. Especially heroes like Chen, who don't tend to even grab themselves some boots early on, because these greedy mofos always just want to get maximum heals, and they just consider themselves a small walking heal fortress.
5 seconds remaining.
But then now Liquid, they have this flex, right? They don't have the final pick, so they're basically looking at this Pugna pick from Nigma and going, wherever you go, we can follow. But at the same time, what they've done is they've actually kept their cards close to their chest. This is likely going to be a situation where you could, I mean, right now you could run this Lena as a 2, a 4, possibly a 3. I don't know if I don't really know if I can recall Boxy doing that much, but some teams have been known to run Lena in the 3. Personally, I'll get something a bit bulky in your 3 position just because you are lacking heavily now in the frontline department. Something Nigma could try and capitalize on, actually. Because right now they have this attritional warfare, which they know they can win, right? So you got the Chen with the Hand of God, the mech. Sure, you got an Oracle that can false promise save. That's for one individual. With the Pugner as well, that can decrep a target, can life drain to save someone if need be. Nigma can sustain a lot better out of these 3 heroes compared to Liquid. So if you're Nigma and you see this, you could just get some more stuns. Damage isn't the greatest concern right now, but you're probably looking at actually just getting your hard-hitting core. It's likely you go for the Miracle Hero. Maybe safe lane as you're looking at. PL isn't available. Naga is still in the pool. Not terrible, although I just think Naga is overall just too slow to play right now.
Team Liquid's turn to pick.
And they go for the Spectre. Well, I talk about slow heroes to play, and they go for the one that was always considered the hyper late game scenario core. But Spectre, I actually think this is better than Naga. So the thing with Spectre is, while it tends to have a little bit of a rougher time starting the lane, it can be involved sooner, right? With the global presence available through the haunts, you can actually make pickoffs across the map. Also, if Liquid are running this free squishy already lineup and they're going to keep committing to this, it now gives you the ability to control a fight, and there's that Timber we were waiting for. It was already looking good because you picked the Chen and the Shaker in the first phase. The Pugna doesn't necessarily like facing off against Timber. It's actually a weird interaction, right? Because if you actually get Pugna plus Timber on the same team, a lot of damage output, but surprisingly enough, Timber, or maybe not surprisingly enough, can just screw over Pugna. Also, you can lane up against the Pugna if need be. So if this ends up being Nigma running the little eternally dead kid in the mid, then you can just slap the Timber there, and you can see Decrepify won't change that.
10 seconds remaining.
I want to see another component from Nigma that adds to the anarchy. Right now, they're going to have a hero that can jump the backline, Echo Slam. You're going to have the Haunt that's going to cause carnage for Team Liquid, but Timber already a hero that doesn't care. Right now, I feel like you need something that also connects with what the Spectre is doing and the Shaker is doing on the backline. Or you could also just double down on like a frontliner, something that actually holds to the other side of your pincer attack, right? Like if you're going to make a sandwich, right? And we've been there. We've been hungry in the morning. We've started building this sandwich with like 5 different components, and it's getting pretty heavy on all the meat and the salads and whatever else you got in there. You want to have a strong bun on each side. You don't want to, like, you're not going to go make a sandwich with like a thin slice on the bottom, right? And then double slice on top. I'm just making you all hungry right now. That's my goal here. I don't know who makes sandwiches with double, like, you know, double bread fit, but some people do. Some people like to stick it in the middle, which is kind of what the Shaker does in the analogy, I guess. But the Earth Spirit Farm pick from Liquid is... I was wondering about this very early on, whether they would actually pivot towards something like this, because we mentioned that they needed some stuns, someone who can kind of frontline, pseudo-frontline to an extent. But I didn't expect them to necessarily go for this. Earth Spirit's still a hero that a lot of people don't rate highly. And it should be the 4 Earth Spirit as well, yeah. So it looks like Final Spirit coming out. It's actually going to be Void Spirit for Weeha. Always surprised when this hero actually somehow makes it through to the final phase. And this actually bridges the gap. We mentioned that Nigma needed something else that can join on the back line and follow Spectre wherever. And you've just chosen one of the most mobile and elusive heroes in Dota right now. Nigma's draft is looking pretty spicy. And you can actually see, I don't know if they're just talking right now. This should be Pugner in the free. But I'm wondering if the Spectre's going to be a little bit too slow, especially against the Timbersaw. I think that could be Nigma's downfall. If they could find a way to pivot and advantage in the other 2 lanes, though, they're fine, right? Like, it's always that rule of thumb. You know, if you win 2 lanes out of 3, you're looking great for the game. If you win all 3 lanes, something went wrong for your opponents in the game. So always aim for 2. The question is whether they choose to invest resources heavily into Miracle's lane to make it work, or if they double down on the Pugner and the Void Spirit. I would like to see a situation in which they enable mind control so he can take towers early, which is going to funnel gold into Miracle. As for Liquid's side, Liquid have a kind of more simple battle plan here, right? Like, you're taking this Timber who should, for all intents and purposes, match up fine and do very well against the spec. And then you have the rotation power of an Earth Spirit anyway. So that's going to be alleviating this issue of who actually ganks who roams who. Because the Lina can actually move. And we've actually seen this, I think, I'd say the Chinese teams have been especially good at this, is running the Lina mid in more recent patches and actually efficiently rotating towards the enemy sides of the map, taking their farm from their camps, as well as actually just attacking those outer lanes. This is the thing, like, Lina as a mid, sure, you can farm waves, but really, as soon as you have level 6, 7, or 8, you should be thinking, who can I rotate on? It's all about killing, and your opponent in the mid won't likely die to you. It's very unlikely that once we has 6, he should die to the Lina, unless there is some setup coming in. So there's our teams. Those just tuning in. Nigma is currently 1 game up over the side of Liquid. Liquid need to bounce back or they are done, sparse, and out. Only 1 slot for the EU region in this qualifier. As for the laning starts, yeah, Liquid are going to move 3 heroes bot because you have this Earth Spirit. If any hero can pivot and advantage, 3-man style, it's going to be the Earth Spirit, and the Earth Shaker runs into trouble here. It's going to hold the fissure because there's no point throwing out straight away. He wants to split up the fight, but it's too late. They've got what they need to bring him down. The boulder smash through. Tiger makes sure he yoinks it. They could have given it to Mike. I don't mind the Earth Spirit's done this. I don't know how I feel about the fact he leveled the boulder smash to do so. Rolling boulder is just so good, but if you're just going to try and run on the lane, the boulder smash is obviously better because you'll have the double slow, so he might hang around here to try and kill again. I think they're just going to try and punish Pugner hard, especially now that they know that he's leveled Decrepify. So you don't get punished for stacking hard, because he no longer has that Never Blast. That does mean now if you're going to leave the Timber alone at level 1, I don't think he cares too much. Spectre doesn't hit particularly hard, same with the Chen, and it's not like you're going to try and bully them out of lane because they're going to, you know, they're going to start with the headdress and they've got a Chen. It looks like Mind Control will be able to casually walk in and get the room. Take a little bit of damage on the exit, but it's just an Oracle with right clicks. It doesn't hit that hard. And it's a matter of what Tiger wants to do. Is there really kill potential top? Not necessarily straight away. Once he has 2, sure. I think it wouldn't be a bad idea to give Boxy a wide start, just so that he can actually get quick level 3. But Tiger would probably just come up here, hang around, pull the creep wave through because you can, and then force maybe the Spectre to just CS under tower of low right click damage and taking damage she doesn't want to. Meanwhile, on the bot lane, you'll just see GH hang around here, just try and harass a little bit. Make sure that Mind Control is safe until he's got at least 2 points, so he can't be jumped on top of. Look at the beautiful thing about playing Ustra as well these days. You know, you don't have to think about, oh, it would have been nice to have had a stout shield for this harassment. Can't even buy him anymore. Ah. He also has boots as well. That's why I like that he took the kill. It just feels really good to be in this situation where you almost have boots 2 minutes into the game, or less than 2 minutes rather, as a nurse for it. And yeah, he's just doing the right thing as he allows Boxy to get towards free quicker. That's when Boxy should be pretty safe in this lane. Not really touchable anymore. And if Tiger can just get 2 in the meantime, then he can actually start to gank if need be. He doesn't have to be attached to this lane. GH actually could rotate early if you want to. I think it just comes down to when we makes the call. He's like, okay, I'm having the wave pushing my side. Quickfer's keeping the wave fairly close to him so far, and we is doing well in terms of CS, so he's in no rush.
Radiant's middle tower is under attack.
It looks like we already got his ball and got his haste rune. Quickfer's going to try and punish him a little. He was hoping he'd walk up, but he's got all the vision in the world, so he sees everything. We'll be forced to pop that haste, of course. Bot lane. Little trade going on. No kills happening just yet. Pressure will be thrown out into GH, though. He'll be forced to move away. They were just trying to actually make Insanity pay to the maximum, but he's got a salve just like Mind Control. Mike, however, doesn't. That might be the definitive factor. That could be the way they can actually try and do some of this lane. GH, has he been too greedy? Never blast. Mike is going to stay alive because the fairy fire, and they'll be able to find the kill and move the tree line. Mind Control will still get it with the Never Blast. Or Willie, Mike, 1 hit needed. They'll be there. Insania unable to help, unable to save the day. And that is just courtesy of the regen situation. If he has a salve, that's a completely different play. Mind Control probably dies, but looks like the initial regen bout was won by Nigma there, and as a result, they were able to find the first core pick. Nice double stun. Just punishing them for using GH as a human courier. Well, you get paid pretty good money to be a human courier. Depends on what you're bringing. Boxy will go down the top. Tiger, a little bit too late. I think he left too soon. You can see what you want to achieve, but you can't leave the timber. You can't get that wide of a berth before level 3. Once he has 2 points to reactive armor, he shouldn't be a kill. But before that point, yeah, he's just paper. Especially if Miracle goes for an early point Desolate, which he didn't even bother doing here, and they still are able to run him down. Bot now, though. Tigers goes, okay, I failed to save top, but I will kill bot. We'll keep it even on the offlane is dying. As they do bring down Mind Control. As GH is rotating. The pings are coming out. They actually saw him move by.
This pleases
and you anticipate this as well. Like at this stage, you're 4 minutes in. There's enough gold and XP in it that the Shaker wants to kill mid. Especially now that Qualifier has a level advantage. Albeit a slight one. Oh, fighting bot as well. Border Smash connects onto 2. Mind Control able to run away. You never look for the Pugner as the opening kill. He's just too fast. 335 base movement speed. Has the infused rain drop as well. And plenty of mangoes to keep spamming out and waste your time while you're on top of him. Quick foot. He's going to pressure him pretty hard. He actually kept Invis in time with the pulse there. So Quickfin needs to bottle up quick and be careful. But this should not be a kill for Wii. If he goes on this, it might be a bit greedy. He's going to bottle up now. And there you go. He's going to yoink the Bounty Arena away. And with the Fissure rotation from GH, it is a kill. Quick for Light Strike Array won't save the day. Wii gets the final hit. Read him like a book. It should have just been a bounty snatch and move away, but GH is quick on the rotation. It's surprising as well, because the pings came out about that previously, and he never went back bot, but it's not necessarily that Quakeface misplaying that situation. He has to get the rune. He knows if he doesn't actually get that regen there, he has to go back anyway. Now the question is, what can they do top? I mean, Boxy's up to 4. I just don't think you necessarily want to go for this kill. He should have the... Yeah, he's got the point in Timber Chain. They're going to come around now, but... Actually, he's just going to wait, and now he just chains. Oh, no, GH! Oh, you champ. He gets it in time, but there's going to be a chain out still. I just don't think that's ever a kill. Even with GH being quick to move across, it's never going to be a kill. At least you keep him off the wave, but that's time Miracle could have just been hitting creeps. Shouldn't have been too pressured himself, and Boxy will heal up much quicker. Alright, they're going to try again. Now with Wii, it's a kill. Timber Chain out. It'll make him go deep, but just the tip of the fish is enough. Nicely done. That's the way it works. Doesn't mean that you actually need to get back to the mid lane soon, though, because Quickface is going to push you in a little bit. Yeah, that's the way actually you can see the kill works. It's never with those three are you going to make that kill a reality, but Aether Remnant's so strong. And that's all that we really had to use from the arsenal of spells that he has. Spectre, by the way, has an amazing start. Remember, this is the thing we highlighted. It's like you want your spec to have an amazing start without necessarily throwing people on the bus. They have done that with the Pugna, but Liquid, because of the way this mid matchup went so far, it's really not hurt the side of Nigma at all. Because now they'll just rotate bot. Mind Control hasn't been killed enough. The fact you've only killed him once, he's got 17 CS, he's going to be content with. Sure, Timber's going to have more, but he's died more. And it's just naturally the way these two heroes lanes match up, is that a Timber will always find the CS. It's just, can you kill him after the fact? Now wait, rotates onto Mike. Trying to slow him down, control him up. But the protection comes out from Insania in time, so wasted rotation. GH making the most of it in the mid to farm up, but nice rolling by Tiger. Smash, slow, and silence, but Quakefoot was on the wrong side of that fissure, so he can get close enough. And the question is, where will Quakefoot rotate and when? I think he wants to rotate bot, but the problem is like the Pugna isn't worth the time. Sounds really mean, but he's still catching up. Like the Timber clearly done better than the Pugna. It's just not worth that much as a kill. You're probably better off just pressuring mid, stacking up, farming as much as you can, and getting a little bit of chip damage on the tier 1 mid. But however, he sees value in this lane. However, they see value in a kill into him. And they're chasing through, looking for it now, but the Qualifier stops Mike from even having a chance to get the route out. Allows Wee to move away. Good old support Pugna here to save the day. I do think Wee is maybe overfixating on the troll issue a little. It's understandable. It is a troll warlord that has pretty damn decent farm, a kill to his name, multiple assists. Like, Mike has had a good start to this game, but the reality is your Spectre is doing fine. You're better off looking for kills elsewhere, because the moment you leave, like, this is the thing, you hang around that long and Mind Control just dies to rotation from Quakefoot instantly. That's the difference, right? You go in, you're sitting there, you waste all your time, and then the burst hero that is the Lina is able to just walk in, shotgun down straight away. Didn't even need the Laguna. Instead, they'll save it for the mid lane because GH, they roll in, they'll stun him up, Laguna him down, and kill him off. Important kill to find. A lot of teams will do this, especially when they have these really needy, I want to say, fours like the Shaker. You know, they need a blink dagger. They want to get as quickly as possible. They need this XP. And when you have these active mids, you always forfeit your lane over for a while. But when you have a hero like Lina, especially when you have ganking heroes like Earth Spirit or Nerf Shaker in these games, it makes it very dangerous for those supports to sit on the lane and sap. Oh, that's a lot of gold. Feels pretty good, man. Even got a cheeky little keen optic out of it. We all love that. It's all about the regen with this item. Cast range, sure, that's cute, but 1.25 regen on an int hero that is already able to spam spells out pretty regularly. Huh. Oh, I'll thumbs up that. I'll take that any day of the week. And it looks like Bangaroos will just be split. No shenanigans just yet. However, Nigma still have two heroes smoked, and they are going to bait Quakefoot in. However, he sees it quickly. Haunt's going to be there. Moving in, and Quakefoot is trapped. No easy escape. The false promise to try and save the day. They're going to try and heal him up quickly. He is moving away. The roll is there. Light Strike Array comes out. They could try and turn on a GH here with the Laguna being thrown out. Quakefoot. No, he went back in. He thought he was dead, and now he is. Oh, no. I mean, you couldn't be sure. It looked like you should be dead. There was almost enough damage that we saw at the end of the false promise. You're gambling at that point. And you do not want to take a chance that you're just going to run away and die, so you might as well try and take someone with you. And instead, in the end, Nigma are the one that take two with their first Haunt rotation.
Double kill.
Just leveraging what they can do very well. Play away from the Timber. Don't necessarily have to play into the Troll either, who is being pressured, by the way. You've left him now one-on-one with a hero that can remove his ability to really dish out damage and also can pressure his tower. You can't leave him there for much longer. Speaking of being left alone, Kuro's in the same situation. At least Boxy is out of mana, but he's got plenty to eat. Mangoes and a big fat one just waiting. And Kuro, he'll buy some time with the mech. The rotation in from Shaker, Boxy doesn't even care about. He might care about the next hero, though. He'll wand up and run away. He was really holding on that wand. I think he just wanted to try and force as many rotations up here as possible. Now that's left Troll in a free lane situation. And the Spec won't want to go up against that, so Miracle will just fall back to the jungle. He's going for that Radiance build. Decent amount of gold towards it already. The question is, can Mike ramp up? He's going for the Diffu, so he'll be online quicker. And you really need to in this type of game. The problem I do see is the Diffu doesn't help you against Wii. Of course, Mind Control can just decrypt to protect himself, so it's more on the Lina to deal with that threat. But then your Lina is already really needed on to the Void Spirit to actually stun him up to follow up on Tiger.
Radiant's middle tower is under attack.
So I think the thing that we're kind of highlighting here is, like, while the Spec pick can be greedy and the Troll will be active much sooner, the Void Spirit has so much of the attention of Liquid, it might make it a bit difficult for them to fight. Especially if he keeps murdering people. Which 103 right now, it's definitely the case. You know what I hate about this Aether Remnant? The fact that you can actually just have multiple spirits out. It's a zoning tool as well, the thing. And being that Void Spirit we hate so much, he's come top. Guro being chased onto by Boxy still, but Tiger being left in the mud. Trying to find a way out. They're going to chase forward looking onto him, and they'll guess wrong with the fissure. The pings will come out, but the TP out attempt won't be successful, as GH had already anticipated it. They'll save the kill for Miracle. Despite Tiger's objections, they'll still be able to get that kill. Liquid are farming in the other lanes, though, and they forced a lot of rotations from Nigma to get that kill. This Timber is, for all intents and purposes, doing his job. It's just, to the pain of his supports, he's usually leaving one of them behind, if it's the case. He stopped dying, right? Those deaths were pretty early on, and now he just exists as a frustration for the enemy team. Nice root coming out, but it's a big one for Miracle. Yeah, this is just all about keeping other heroes here, like reminding Miracle that he can't be in the lane, and reminding the side of Nigma that they need to actually send more heroes to deal with the Timber.
Radiant's middle tower is under attack. Dire's bottom tower is under attack.
That's just really the way that it gets played. Like, this is... Timber is in that category of heroes that's starting to kind of disappear a little, I want to say, in the offlane. Because Enchantress, after the changes, doesn't have that same factor anymore. Not on the same scale. It's not until you get 6. Whereas Timbers can start popping off as early as, like, 4, 5. And you can't count on them easily. Whereas now, Enchantresses at least have to wait until level 6 before you can't do anything to them. At which point you maybe do actually have a solution, an item, or you have your spells. This could be good. Mind Control, good for Liquid, that is. They'll chase in, and they'll find the kill. He didn't want to decrep, because that would mean that it's an easy kill for Oracle. GH. Oh, no. Oh, I don't think that vision was intended, and now the Battle Trance, they'll get the kill. No roots needed. And anyone who is rooting for GH will have a tear in their eye. As the loveliest man in Dota does go down there. Decent gold exchange, and also, more importantly, Troll involved in these kills. He's now actually at the point where the Diffu is going to be complete. He's going to be ready to fight, and then when you look on the other side, Miracle is nowhere near this Radiance. He's only halfway through to having it completed. Doesn't even have the Relic yet. Mind Control is simply here to slow down this push from Boxy. That's the only thing you do, but you don't want to be here, as you're now seeing. He could actually very easily die. There you go. Just chain away. And then you'll come in again in a sec. So this is where Mind Control has to be careful, because Boxy can just dive. He has a Soul Ring and a Wand. But he understands it's not even the kill that matters. The fact that the Pugna is not aggressively pushing towers is better. And as we talk about that, we actually gets picked off in the mid lane. It looks like that he got pulled left and right and expended all his spells. And they knew that there was no way that there was going to be assistance because, well, they kept Chen in check. They had brought Pugna top. There was no one to assist at all. All in all, this is actually working quite well for Liquid. They are drawing a lot of attention to Timber. We already mentioned this. Like, this is exactly what this hero needs to do. If you force 2 heroes to always be looking at you, great. If you bring it up to 3, it's just... You won. That's how you feel as a Timber. Like, your job is done. It's on the rest of your team now. As long as you don't die to those 3 heroes rotations, you've achieved everything you need to for your team. It's then on the rest of your team to follow through. Smoke rotation in. Mike wants to show off his fancy new diffusal blade. And Miracle the target. Slowing him down. He needs actually to get a root. Battle Trance out. Burner through the mana. Miracle has no easy escape. Hannah got to try and help. He'll get down the low ground. Tiger's going to die to the tower. That backfired quickly. No mana left. Meant Spectre takes no damage. And all of a sudden, Insane is being left behind. The life drain is ticking down to half HP. And gets cut off and Hadouken ball down. Don't worry, though. Boxy's hitting creeps. It's not his fault. He has to do this. The gank has failed, and all of a sudden, Liquid just need to back out, minimize casualties. They do force the buyback out of Insania, and they'll be happy with that. That was the Diffie reveal. That was Liquid's move to make, and they go for the greediest target possible. That's always the brutality of the Diffusal Blade, right? You're burning all this mana. It's deceiving you about how much damage you're doing, because the moment your target runs out of mana, when it's a Spectre with maxed out dispersion, you're doing no damage at all. Boxy, they're holding in place a long time. He gets the chain out, breaks it through. Nice silence coming through from Tiger to stop that life drain. And they should just bug out of this. They've once again forced 3 heroes from the side of Nigma to come top. Question is, what can Qualifier do? He's got the Yules now. He needs some sort of power spike. He needs the opportunity to find solo targets. As of course, he is a purveyor of Void Spirit murdering. Now that he has that Yules online, now that he has an Earth Spirit. He always has to be with the Earth Spirit, though. I can't emphasize that enough. Excuse me. Also interested that Tiger did go for the strength, for the treads. I'm fine with it, though. I think it's decent. Especially if you're going to stack braces. Like, you'll have enough regen there. It's not like Trank's going to be that great. Arcane Boots is okay, but... Shrug at that stage. The way these fights are going, like... You're not exactly spamming spells. You're more or less waiting for the saves, or you're going in hard and big. Early on, especially, the treads are just so nice. The attack speed is really good on this hero, especially once you get to level 10. If you choose that damage talent, likely he'll take the distance. But Kuro... Oh, the root didn't connect because Creep's got the master covered. However, they can't cover against Boxy. The stuns come out. It looks like all of Chen's babies are dying. Only one will limp away, and they find the bigger target to mind control. The bash through. They actually see Kuro as well with that boulder smash, but decide against Chasen. They don't need it. They've done the damage. When it comes to Chen, the way you beat this hero is you don't kill him, you kill his little friends. His little friends. Now number 1 is the Satyr Tormentor coming around.
Dire's structures are fortified. Dire's top tower is under attack.
No trade going on here. Just a tier 1 top. Nigma still don't want to fight. They're going towards that Radiance. And it is now complete. Miracle also does have the level 2 haunt, so you might see them try and make a play soon. They're good. Yep, smoke already. Read my mind, Kuro. Did I read his? Probably read his. One of us is a TI winner. I'm pretty sure it's not me. Oh, hold up. They're so complete now on Wii as well. This could be a huge fight for them. They're looking to go top again onto Boxy of all targets again. And now Mike is here to assist as well. Decrep onto him just so he can't chase. However, Boxy, he can chase very easily. He moves forward onto Kuro, going to get him low force out the mech already. He's holding on that hand of God. He will throw it out by as much time as possible, but he's already dead. Now they'll go ahead. Echo Slam. There's the reveal. But the Battle Trance comes out with a false promise in time. Instead, he's already dead, but Troll Waller controlled up. Can't do anything just yet. Trying to get rid of the illusion to move away, but the life drain is out. Mind Control doing too much damage. They'll bring down the Troll. The stun through is too late. Pugna might die for his troubles, but the kill's already been found. They got rid of the Troll Warlord. Mind Control will tick out at the end. As the damage is too much from the Magnetize, they're going to chase forward on the Tiger as well, who's trying to roll out. He'll be able to make his escape. Doesn't have a TB, though, so it's a long walk away. And Qualifier, they ping him out. GH, he's got the blink. He can't actually blink straight in, though, because there is a Yules that he's worried about. There's the Fissure. The follow-up stun is good. He's dead as well, and it looks like Tiger has nowhere left to run. He's out of remnants, and he's out of life. As Nigma, they strike back. It looked like Liquid's move to make. It looked good when they actually were able to get the false promise off, but they stacked the false promise to the Battle Trance, which doesn't give much room for the Troll Warlord to exist in that fight. He just spends the whole entire duration stunned up and then dealing with illusions. And Nigma able to capitalize on that with the double item reveal. They knew the Radiance was coming soon. They weren't necessarily sure about the Deso coming out of Wii. And that gives more than enough damage for Nigma to take a convincing victory in that fight. I'd say a critical moment in the game. Well, that's your big face-off. That's where one team takes a very clear lead, right? When you're looking on the side of Liquid, you're feeling ready to fight. You've got items, you've got levels. You're finally ready to commit to a fight. And then Nigma actually getting past what's meant to be the hard phase in the game, where your Spectre doesn't really have much impact because there's no Radi online. All of a sudden, now you have the Radiance, you've got the Yasha, almost going to have that Manta. Actually, you'll probably have the Manta by the next time you're fighting. And I like this move from Liquid. They need to make something happen while everything's on cooldown. And this is the only thing they can do on the map. If they try and push him for objectives, they get punished, right? Because it's still a Shaker with Blink. And Nigma, they're not going to let us go unanswered. They're moving across right now. We will chase in. Control him up below. Roll through from Tiger. Off the mark. Didn't connect. They thrown it by some time. The life drain out. Mike in trouble. They will interrupt mind control. The false promise was used pretty early, so Mike wouldn't die. And now Insania is going to be sniped on the back line as we just tapped away at him with that haste rune still running. Mike needs to retreat. Barely any help to work with. Timber creating a lot of space alongside the Earth Spirit. Fissure through and they found the kill. Mike dead for 50 seconds. LSA does connect, so Voice Spirit will be slowed down, but Miracle is on the hunt, hot in pursuit. Aether Remnant will not connect, it will be whiffed, but Insania, I mean, can he get out? No, he can't. No chance. The LSA will not save the day, and it looks like the poor little Oracle is going to die again. And I think, yeah, Nigma just take this. It's half HP Roche. There's no way they don't. They have the damage now at this stage of the game with the Deso, how hard the Spectre's now hitting. And they'll say thank you. Good job, Liquid, for doing half the work for us. And this is a brutal scenario for Liquid because now, not only does Nigma have their hands on the Aegis, not only did you fail that fight around the pit, but they took that fight against you without having their big ultimates. Now they've got the Echo Slam back online. They've got the Horn. They're ready to go. And then you've got to answer with something in return if you're Liquid. And what is that answer? Split pushing, really. It's the only thing you can do in this game right now. You don't have the gold. You don't have the items to hold off a direct attack by the side of Nigma, who will attack Insania. They find the important target. The Horn's going to come out to see how split they are, and right away they look to punish. Shaker goes down. Miracle will back up towards the back line where Mike was trying to inject, and all of a sudden forced to fight with the Battle Trance trying to go in right now. Magnetize causes some pain for Nigma, not enough for them to be too concerned just yet. Roll through is good, but Mike is low on HP. Nice LSA to cover the escape, but there's the move through with the pulse. We able to get the kill, and Troll dead for 50 seconds again. It looked like he might be able to be the bully in this game, but that's no longer the case. Earth Spirit's going to go down. Quickfoot is going to die as well. It's a triple kill for we, and Nigma are getting out of control. Angry after their defeat yesterday. The lower bracket run is looking pretty sweet as they are looking like they're going to cruise on through at this rate. 7,000 net worth lead. Towers to full soon. Nigma still have an Aegis to play around. And Liquid nowhere near an item that will give them the sort of impact to take a fight soon. They at least have the benefit of high ground. But he doesn't care about that high ground. He's just going to walk in, try and kill Insania again. He will force out the false promise straight away, which means that there's no way to protect that troll now when he's up. And that means that Nigma can continue the push. Moxie's just desperately trying to find that relevance right now. Miracle will keep poking and prodding because, well, he has an Aegis. Why would he care? And when he walks out, look what he has. He has a Chen who's just healing him up at a ridiculous rate. And Mind Control is there to assist as well. And it looks like they will split up. You're thinking bounty runes and then tier 2 towers right now if you're side Nigma. There's no need to break the high ground right now. You've already broken Liquid's bank at this point. Well, I say you've broken the bank. It's more that you've built up such a monopoly on your own that you can just afford to buy out anything you want. And you actually already see the Paladin Sword picked up as well. Miracle has that option, but maybe you switch it out once you have the Aegis expire, but not before. Yeah, Tiger. He's just trying to do what you have to in this situation. You're an expendable 4. Your job is to get vision, keep waves pushed out, and you won't be able to do that for long. So you definitely won't be able to get out in one piece. As they do find the kill, at least it's the less valuable kill. Let's put it that way. Qualifier was pushing on the bot lane, so he could have been a susceptible target as well because his build doesn't really give him mobility like the Earth Spirit. So in some ways, they should actually be kind of grateful that the prioritization came out onto the 4 as opposed to the less mobile 2. Liquid. Oh no, Mike just wanted to farm. Miracle just wants that core. He doesn't care about anything else. And they have to use the Diffu. Miracle will chase on the Mike. Mike has to get out quick, down to half HP already. And Miracle might consider going in for Insania, but with the rotation from Qualifier, they'll stop. They did force Boxy back and almost kill him though. That was mainly just we actually. Yeah, he had a little bit of assistance and stuns from the Shaker, but that was primarily just the damage output of the Void Spirit in this game, almost killing the Timbersaw, who should be the hardest kill in the game right now, with 2.5k HP. Not looking the case. I don't blame Boxy, by the way, for going this build, the Spell Amp, over the extra reactive armor stacks. He has to actually get damage done these fights, because your Troll is being kited too much, and your Lina isn't a shotgun Lina. Quite the opposite. Lina is constantly at risk of being shotgunned down. And now the push will continue. This is so frustrating, this combo. A Spectre that has farmed his heart off, and a Pugner just poking and prodding at Taz as well. Always ready to cover and always ready to stop your attack. Miko nowhere near a BKB even. Boxy in a lot of trouble. BKB gets activated by Wee, goes in with the DD. The false promise is already out. They can just turn targets. Insania already down. They'll chase in. Make sure they keep the pressure on the Boxy. It's going to be close. He will live, though. And enough reactive armor stacks up that he gets up to half HP. But now you no longer have a false promise. And the Echo Slam jumping TH. Perfectly done. The Horn full up as well. It traps everyone on the side of Liquid away from safety. And it looks like they're all getting it wiped for. Everyone on the side of Liquid is down. And the GG gets called. They know it's over. Nigma, do not wait around in this series. They take 2 games in a row. They're going to continue through to the grand finals up against Alliance. Liquid have no shot at a second chance of being Alliance. Instead, despite how this qualifier opened up with Nigma getting dominated by Liquid, it switches around day 2. And, well, that's the way we definitely like to see it. It's nice not to have the same situation just repeat the next day. But I honestly expected us to get a little bit more of an even game. Considering the way that Nigma had been playing the first day, you know, they've been looking a little rough for wear. But day 2, they come out swinging. They get it together. They have a clear way of how they want to execute their draft. Miracle, by the way, is farming insanely well today. I think that is actually key to that success, is the amount of space he's getting and the way that they're pivoting an advantage early on. They're actually giving him winning lanes. And because Nigma keeps giving Miracle a winning lane, it leads to this sort of performance. 11-0-12 on the Miracle. And previously, last game, if we switch it over, you can see it was similar. It's 11-1-7 on that lifesteal last game. So Nigma, the clear focus, it seems, is actually just how can we enable Miracle to have the best game. Sometimes they're throwing mind control on the bus. This is definitely an example in this game. But he has a hero that has a bounce back, right? When you run Pugner in the mid, you're this kind of, you know, this tempo carry. You're meant to control the game, the speed it moves at, take towers at certain times. In the free roll, it's upside downside sort of thing. It would be great if we could do that, but if not, you will just fall back later to what a mid Pugner would do anyway. So Nigma instead just choose to leverage these advantages on the other lanes. They're taking these roaming supports on GH, which is where he thrives so much, that can actually try and pivot any advantage we gets in the mid lane or Miracle gets in top, and then mind control can just be left to his own devices. Sure, he's going to die occasionally, but someone has to be thrown under the bus in these type of games. And well, Liquid, they nibbled on this undead child a little bit too much. They saw this opportunity to try and punish mind control, and it just became less and less valuable. And when you look at the comparison, while Nigma were